Hey, man, let them know a fucking podcast they tune into right now. Who's running that shit? Let's go.
Hours of Chaos with Don Chaos. The 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 hours of chaos. Jugs in this bitch, no jug shit. Karma King, Don Chaos, never switch. From Denver to D-Town, his name carries weight clouds from all around. Know that he put it down like an OG. Just know he stays down. Eating phony jugs, covered up his steak sauce. That's how we stay on the Hours of Chaos.
Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy, Don Chaos. Hit that like button, smash subscribe.
Let's get weird. Say your prayers, check the mic. Got my notes, we're live tonight. Cameras rolling, chats on fire. Super chats taking me up higher. Yo, what's up? Let's break it down. Crazy theories all around. Conspiracy, some rap reviews and interviews with sketchy dudes.
Enter podcast.
Mic is hot, stream won't crash.
Stream won't crash.
Clickbait title, thumbnails rad. Tell your mom, tell your dad.
Tell your dad, tell your dad.
Wi-Fi strong, let's go in deep. Did Bigfoot take my Uber Eats? Aliens, ghostly vibes, or just some guy who's dead inside? Late night talks about rapping clowns. Don Chaos, don't mess around. If tech goes bad, then I might rage. But hey, like, comment, share this page.
Enter podcast.
Mic is hot, stream won't crash. Clickbait title, thumbnails red. Tell your mom, tell your dad.
Tell your dad, tell your dad.
Shout out to the chat, y'all are wild tonight. Yo, who's trolling? Mods, get them out of here. What up, Evan? It's your boy, Don Chaos. We live, we raw. Hit that subscribe button or get the hell out. Wake your ass up, grab a drink. It's podcast time. What you think? Talking madness, going deep. Who stole my goddamn sleep? Clickbait title, views go high. UFOs and cryptids fly. Was Tupac clone, did Elvis die? Let's debate, don't ask me why. Enter pause. Whoa! Livestream strong, Wi-Fi last. Tech goes crazy, I might crash. Still won't stop, kiss my ass. Juggalos, rap reviews, conspiracies, I swear are true. Aliens hacked my phone last night. Now my fridge plays Megalite. A live chat poppin', what's the tea? Super chats and cash to me. One dude spamming, he's gone for life. Mods delete, block on sight.
Enter podcast.
Woo! Mic's on fire, stream won't lag. Clickbait title, thumbnails mad. Tell your mom, tell your dad.
Tell your dad, tell your dad.
Oh damn, we got a gust in the house. Yo, what's up with the Illuminati? Did Bigfoot steal the moon? Did Bigfoot steal the moon? Did Bigfoot steal the moon?
Hangs your podcast.
Live tab hopping, what's the D? Super chat sending cash to me. One dude spamming, he's gone for life. Mods delete, block on smite.
Hangs your podcast.
Mic's on fire, stream won't lag. Clickbait title, thumbnails mad. Tell your mom, tell your dad.
Tell your dad.
Tell your dad.
Oh damn, we got a gust in the house. Yo, what's up with the Illuminati? Did Bigfoot steal the moon? Did Bigfoot steal the moon?
Denver, Colorado. Weighing in at little homie, Don.
Oh, I can't wait to see this one. Of all the superstars on the roster, this guy is amongst the hardest working. That goes without saying.
Definitely shout out to Don Chaos. Much love to Carnival Spirits.
Shout out to you, Don Chaos. You've been putting in work, bro. Respect.
Congrats to Don Chaos for 1,000 subscribers. Whoop, whoop.
Keep it going, man.
Congratulations, Don Chaos. Yes, keep it going, man. Good luck to you, fucking Don Chaos. And fucking hell yeah on your 1,000 fucking followers.
Yeah, you know who it is. It's Ouija Mac, bitch. Shout out to Carnival Spirits. And fucking shout out to Don Chaos one time. You know what's going on.
This is my brother. Don Chaos and brother Lynch Hung here.
Yeah, and Carnival Spirits. What's up, man? Don Chaos. What's up? It's your boy, Brother Lynch. We out here tonight. Let's go.
Fuego Flames and my nigga Don Chaos. What's going on, B? It's my brother right here. It's my boy. Excuse the left, excuse the left.
Yo, what up, y'all? This is Don Chaos, and I'm with a very legendary man. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
He's on.
Hey, Sean. Yeah, we at the gathering, y'all.
Radio show of the year. This one's always controversial. Coming in number one, we got Hours of Chaos with Don Chaos. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, congratulations, man. Don Chaos, Hours of Chaos.
What is up, everyone? Let's do that again. For some reason, I muted my mic. I don't know why I did that, but what is up, everyone? Y'all already know who this is. This is Mr. D to the O to the N to the C to the H to the A to the O to the S, your friendly neighborhood JUGGALO, the Karma Millionaire. If you don't know, now you know. And if you still don't know, well, then it sucks to be you. We are back with the Hours of Chaos podcast. This is episode 273, y'all. We're on the road to 300 episodes, y'all. How is everyone? Hopefully everyone's doing good. I'm doing good. You know, life is good. I am blessed. And yeah, of course, tonight we are going to be joined, making his debut on the Hours of Chaos podcast, is the one and only Tierre Diaz. And then we got some news and topics to drop. You guys know how the Hours of Chaos podcast goes. We have a guest. They promote themselves. They give a little brief history, who they are. We ask with some cool questions. Then we get with some cool news. Then we promote stuff. And who knows, maybe tonight we might even do a giveaway here live on the Hours of Chaos podcast. I did message Tierre Diaz asking him if he would like to do a giveaway, so guess we'll have to wait and see, y'all. So if you guys are entered in the giveaway, even if you don't win a giveaway, your name is still like kept on the wheel and stuff, and it makes it easier. So without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce our guest to the show, let's do this properly, though. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome, making his debut on the Hours of Chaos podcast. He's a man of many talents. He does music. He does production work now for The Shaggy Show. He is now an actor. Please welcome the one and only Tierre Diaz. Burr, 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 burr.
Yo, what up, y'all? How you doing?
Good. How about you, man?
I'm good. Thanks to you for having me. Don Chaos, happy to be here. And shout out to everybody tuned in right now, man. Let's rock. Let's get it rocking.
Yeah, once again, y'all, everything added up right. The timing was right. So that's why we're having Tierre Diaz on here. And we've been talking for a while about getting him on the show. So the timing was right.
100%, man. It was like you had the date lined up, and I was like, I'll let you know as soon as I know. And as soon as I did, about a couple days ago, maybe a week ago, I was like, let's lock it in, let's do this shit.
Hell yeah, of course. Welcome to the show. Like, for those that don't know just what we do with a lot of our guests when it's their first time on the show, and just give a brief introduction, who you are and where you're from and all that, and then we will ask with the questions.
Yeah, man, my name is Tierre Diaz. I am a rapper, rap artist, actor, producer, director, entertainer, and I'm from proudly repping Worcester, Mass, the 508, Worcester, Massachusetts. And man, let's get it popping.
Oh yeah, that's a big clown town.
Oh yeah, man, 100%. I was a juggalo before I knew it was a clown town, but once I started going to shows, I just realized, I just thought that's how everybody was, because that's just like the hometown, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would I know what other places are like, you know what I mean? Especially when I started going to shows. But I grew up in Worcester. I grew up going to ICP shows in Worcester. And if you ask any juggalo around the world, they know how the fuck Worcester gets down. And those were the shows I was attending, painting my face up, walking in fucking freezing weather back to the car, frozen in Frago. You know what I'm saying? That's the days I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think everyone in all their cities have their different venues. Like here in Denver, where you guys had the Palladium, here in Denver we had the Ogden basically and stuff.
And Denver is, I would say, another one of those legendary crowds. You know what I mean? If you mention crowds like Juggalo hardcore, you hear Denver. You know what I'm saying? And I got the honor to rock Denver for the first time. You guys definitely have a top tier reputation as well as Worcester.
Oh yeah. Now, when you performed in Denver, one thing I'm going to ask is what I ask a lot of people: did the elevation get to you?
I don't remember, man. I don't think so. And I try to keep that as, as much of my conscious as possible. You know what I mean? Because I think early in the tour, as much as I was prepping, I was getting blown up, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of energy that goes on my shows, a lot of movement, a lot of theatrics, a lot of fucking, a lot of shit that gets motherfuckers hyped, you know what I mean? So a lot of energy goes into the show. So the early couple shows, I was getting winded and whatever. I still put on a good show, and unless you know me, you can't really tell. But by the time we got in Denver, I was full on tour mode at that point. I was rocking back to back shows, so I think I was in pretty good condition, and I don't remember getting winded, man. So I think it was good to go. I don't think the elevation got to me.
Yeah, I know most people, the elevation will get to them and most don't. I remember when Chris Calico was here one time, the elevation was getting to him like crazy.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. Because Chris Calico is another just monster, on the stage, for his size, whatever, for anyone's size, the way that dude moves around in the crowd or moves around on stage, that boy, the fact that he got winded means that must have got to him, because he's been rocking shows forever.
Oh yeah, Denver's always had a big underground scene, and just juggalo scene in general. Another city that has a really good underground scene that I just recently got to see was Salt Lake City, Utah, and their famous venue down there is Liquid Joe's.
I think I rocked that too at the Shaggy show. I think that was a good show, man. I think it was, honestly, I'm looking back because I did the Juggernaut video, and when I edited the Juggernaut video for my song Juggernaut, it was basically all live performances of the tour. You know what I mean? Whenever I performed Juggernaut, I just took footage of when I performed it on the Shaggy 2 Dope tour. And I remember Liquid Joe's being one of those shits where they were jumping up and down, and I was surprised. I didn't expect that from Utah.
Oh yeah, and I love Liquid Joe's. I never went there until the first time of last year. The underground scene and even the Juggalo scene there is really awesome. I've interviewed DJ Chunk, and he's shared his stories basically.
Yeah, he was there. DJ Chunk was there. I think he made an appearance on the Shaggy Show with Airhead that day. Yeah, it's all starting to trigger memories right now. I remember Liquid Joe's. I think I had the red shirt on, and yeah, man, that was a good experience. Very surprised by Utah, man. Another crowd that I was prepared for because I heard a lot about them was the Albuquerque, and I want to say just New Mexico in general. You know what I'm saying? That crowd was amazing, loud, one of the loudest spots. The Juggernaut. Yeah, the Juggernaut, bro. That venue went crazy. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So what we usually ask our guests, like, from their perspective, but how would you describe, like, from your perspective, how would you describe, like, the underground scene in New England or in Massachusetts, like, from your perspective, and what it's like growing up in there and just the Juggalo scene?
I would say it's one of the top tier elite underground scenes, period. Because when I was coming up, you know, as a fan and as a rapper, the underground shows were so prominent, man. So there would be Insane Clown Posse shows, and maybe a day, or you know, maybe I don't know. They could the underground independent scene could run their own shows and pack out a venue. You know what I'm saying? I contribute that to the Hot Town Records, because Hot Town Records was fucking just an elite underground label who had the scene on lock at the time. So they would come and bring in Dark Half. They would come and bring in King Gordy, Mr. K.A., you know, Low Key, you know what I'm saying? All these like bigger names in the underground, they would be headlining, and the show would be packed, you know, from the front to the back. Underground thrives so hard, man. And the openers for ICP, for Twisted, for all those psychopathic shows were usually the people from our scene, you know what I mean? And I saw it thriving so hard, and I just wanted to get down with them, you know what I'm saying? Or just get on those shows. And that's kind of how I got my foot in the Juggalo world as an artist, you know, getting on those High Town shows, those New England, those Tammany Hall shows, you know what I mean? Because yeah, we fucking made our imprint, you know, as a crowd. We made our legacy known well before that. You know, ICP knows how the fuck we got down, but as an underground scene, because the love and the fucking talent or whatever was in the water down here, man, we made it known that we are legit and top tier, from the fucking booking to the crowd. Yeah, just I would say one of the more elite scenes in history of the underground.
Oh yeah, and you just like add like the history of like hip hop, but like of the history of like hip hop in New England. Like you have House of Pain and shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Boston like Gangstar, you know, Guru,
Yep.
You know what I mean, terminology. A lot of good hip hop comes from here, man.
Esso and esoteric, basically.
Oh yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, the hip hop scene and I would say in Cambridge and Boston, that scene is thriving very much so right now, you know, still to this day. In the Middle East, you know, that area, Cambridge and Boston, that hip hop, boom bap, you know, purist scene, quote unquote, that's still one of the, I would give it up, you know, to Boston as one of the elite scenes till to this day, and as far as pure hip hop goes.
Yeah, that's where I would like rate Denver. Like, it's hard to believe this year that like LSP is celebrating 25 years in the game. That's crazy.
That's awesome. And it sounds crazy, but yeah, it makes sense to me, because I remember Scum headlining a lot of those Tammany Hall shows, coming to Worcester and shit like that. And time just flies, man. So like 10 years ago could seem like yesterday, but 25, I could see that all day. They put in all the work. They established themselves as, you know, names in the game forever, you know, and they can never be, you know, doubted, you know what I'm saying, as far as their contributions to the scene. So salute to them.
Oh yeah, and I remember when they were just like a local Denver-based label, and I've watched them grow from this local Denver-based label to like the powerhouse they are now. Like I remember when they first signed like Dark Half, they're like, we're signing our first act out of Denver, and it ended up being Dark Half. R.I.P. Gino.
I really like Dark Half, man. I remember them coming out here, and I had a song in the works with Gino, you know what I'm saying, because he saw me perform, and he, you know, we topped it up after a show once, and that song never came to fruition. But yeah, I remember watching them early on, and they were just big heavy hitters, you know what I'm saying. Dark Half was definitely heavy hitters out here, and I would say legends in the game to right, you know, even to right now.
Yeah, and I think they brought like what they brought to the genre of wicked shit and horrorcore is they brought more singing. Like anyone that
Oh,
knows,
yeah.
Gino had like that singing voice.
Oh yeah, man, 100%. And he could be singing the most disgusting, evil lyrics, but it sounds so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say separated them.
And he like has so much like unreleased music out there. Like there's so much unreleased verses for him that are just now coming to fruition. Like we're supposedly going to get that final Dark Health album, which I'm excited for, but I'm also sad at the same time.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about that, but that would be dope, man. I think as you know, especially if it's been locked away this whole time, if it gets the proper release, I think that's a beautiful thing, because last thing an artist would want is to have something that's meant to come out never come out. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because I know when I interviewed Damien, he said he just wants to make sure it's perfect when it comes out.
Yes.
Because it is going to be the last Dark Half album.
Yes, 100%. So if he wasn't in the right space to do so, you know, properly a couple years ago, the fact that he's taking the time and, you know, calculating and making sure it's, you know, proper, salutes to that. That's exactly what needs to happen.
And that's one thing I noticed, like one thing I loved about LSP as a label, like, yeah, they pertain to horrorcore and wicked shit and all that, but almost everyone on the label like does their own little unique genre of like the wicked shit and horrorcore. Like Donnie Menace, he does wicked shit and horrorcore, but he does it like a battle rapper type style.
Dope.
That's one thing I loved about it, is everyone has their own style on that label, basically.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. They always been cool every time I ran into them.
Oh yeah, so like, when did you actually get started in music? How old were you, and did you go by other rap names before you came with what you came with now?
I've been writing since elementary school, so I always knew I wanted to be a rapper since elementary school. I don't think I started making music properly with a mic and all that till maybe freshman year or something like that. But I remember always wanting to rap and always writing, but never, you know, knowing how to like really make music. I remember like taking MP3 players and putting them next to a boombox to make music and stuff like that. And you know, trying to call that a studio. I remember recording on, you know, voicemail, voice machine messages and shit like that, and recorders. I just remember trying to make music and never really knowing how to until I got my first mic. And I want to say freshman year in high school. And I also started battle rapping motherfuckers, you know, all around the city and in high school and class, whatever, you know, really just trying to get my name out there. And then I saw other rappers, you know, kind of my age, a couple years older, but rocking local shows. And I'm like, okay, so they're putting out music and they're rocking local shows. I want to do that. And I just, you know, that's where it started for me. And I went by Killer T, you know what I mean? That was my rap name. And a lot of people still know me as Killer T to this day, man. And I still, you know, rep it. I still shout it out in songs and all that, because Killer T made a legacy all on his own as a DIY underground. You know what I'm saying? From the Funk Volume days to before that to the Tammany Hall days, Killer T really made a fucking mark for himself. You know what I mean? And then when I made that transition to what I go by now, just my regular government name, that was just a calculated decision to, you know, really combine my acting and my music together, because I didn't want them to be two different entities anymore. You know, I didn't want, you know, people to look up Killer T and not know about the acting. I just wanted one Google search. You know what I'm saying? That's all I wanted, because Killer T already made, you know, such a name for himself that, you know, I could have went by that forever, but I just made the calculated decision, and I think it's paying off pretty well.
And that's one thing I've always loved about like artists, is like when they're like very diverse and stuff, like when they're a jack of all trades. Like my girlfriend is the jack of all trades. She does artwork, and then she does like arts and crafts, and then she does like music. So she's like a jack of all trades.
Yeah, a lot of my trades just came from necessity. You know what I mean? I didn't ever want to, you know, I make my own videos because I essentially kind of have to make my own videos, because I don't necessarily want to pay all that money every time I want a video. So I had to learn how to make my own videos, you know, way back. So they started out shitty. Now they're sweet as hell. You know what I'm saying? And now all the way up to I'm editing for Shaggy 2 Dope and the Shaggy Show. You know what I mean? My skills escalated. Same thing with Photoshop. I didn't want to have to make my own artwork and cover art, to, and I still make it to this day. Like almost everything you see from me, I made and I created and I produced. But that was all from years of DIY back in the basement, in my mom's basement, just grinding and wanting to get my stuff out there and not really having the funds or the know-how on how to hire these people. You know what I mean? I was like, I'll just do it myself. And I would say even to this day, as much resources as I have right now, I still lean towards doing it myself because that's what I've been doing all my career. But a lot of my jack of all trades tributes comes to straight up necessity, man. I just had to learn how to do it to get my name out there. And a lot of these traits follow me to this day and have helped me out greatly.
Exactly. Like I never thought I would see myself like doing a podcast like this. Like I used to just be a dude in front of a camera, and now I can like have a background, I can like have a microphone and make it look all professional.
Hell yeah.
And I never thought I would be like a public broadcaster, because like even my homies back in the day, and people still tell me now, I have like that radio host voice or podcast voice.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, the more reps you get, the better, sweeter you get at it.
Just like one of my other goals is to like start being multi-dimensional. Like obviously I like doing the show, but what I want to also do is I want to start like hosting events and whatnot.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. That'd be sweet. A lot going on. You could definitely do that.
Like I have plans. I don't know when it's set in stone, but when I do get it set in stone, I'll let you know. But what I want to do is I want to do an annual event where it's going to be called Karma Fest, and every year it's going to be like a charity, and then anyone that comes to perform, it's going to be like for a good cause, basically.
Hell yeah, man. I like that a lot. I'm all about the good vibes and spreading the good word, and making sure everybody's energy is up and frequencies are raised up. You know what I mean?
So how would you say for those that don't know, how did you get linked up with like Psychopathic, Armed Robbery Entertainment, like that whole camp? Like I know you put in work, but tell us like how you got like more involved with that.
Yeah, man. So I would say Killer T days, man. So back when Killer T was on his shit, like really buzzing, Insane Clown Posse actually, followed me on Twitter for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So I was on their radar way back in the day, you know what I'm saying? I want to say maybe Bang Pal, because I know their picture was like them, that white on white photo shoot from Bang Pal Boom, you know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. So I want to say that era, so Killer T was on their radar back then. And then fast forward, all these years, time went by, and I kind of phased out the Killer T-ness, and I probably left their radar for a little bit, as I did with a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? But I had to make that transition because I got into acting in a little bit, so I had to give that a lot of time and dedication, and the music kind of dipped, you know what I'm saying? So when I made the conscious decision to really equal them, you know what I'm saying? Instead of going like this and that every time, I wanted to equal them and make them equal passions and equal parts of my career. So fast forward, I want to say to the Patreon, man, like the Patreon, I was watching the ICP Patreon super heavy, and I was just inspired by everything that they did, man. I was just watching every show religiously and just being inspired and blown away. And like, I just like got the vision, you know what I'm saying? Got the vision that we can work together one day. And I'm big on manifestation and maniflex, you know what I'm saying? That's the era we are right now, in the maniflex era. And I just put it in my mind that, I want to work with them. And that's always been, that's always been a goal. But for some reason, that Patreon era made it seem reachable and like right there within my fingertips, whether it be how they would just had a relaxed demeanor or whatever the energy was, something clicked in my head that I was like, oh, I can reach out to them. I can reach out to them and really show them. And that's essentially all I did. I'm sure 1 million people do that, but that's what I did. And Violent J was the one that I reached out to, and he connected, and he liked what I had, and he saw it in me right away. He saw the talent, he saw the creativity, and he understood everything I brought to the table immediately. And that's essentially how all the doors open right there, is that connection in that era.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the greatest feelings in the world. Like, I don't care who you are, but when you start to get praise or props from like the people that you look up to, it's the greatest feeling in the world. And I've even got that. Like I've done work with Psychopathic. I actually did work with them during the second DCG Con. We were the ones who were I was the one helping host the backyard wrestling tournament.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it is great, man. Go ahead.
And I never thought like in a million years like that I would see like ICP like name dropping me on their social media, giving me props. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, we're in a great area where our favorite artists do that, because there's a lot of people's favorite artists will probably never know they exist, but because we're in the Juggalo community, we the main heads, Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope, actually care about the scene, actually care about the Juggalos, actually care about the people that keep everything running. You know what I'm saying? That they try to give back as much as they give us. You know what I'm saying? They try to give back as much. And I think that's what's special about our community and being a Juggalo and being, loving ICP is because they love us. And a lot of people's favorite rappers, you have to buy probably an $800 meet and greet and get a picture, and that's it. And that's all the interaction you'll ever have. You know what I mean? And but with us, we're so lucky and we're so fortunate to have that connection with ICP. You know what I mean? Because our favorite people want to reciprocate all the love they get in tenfold. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like once I get to like know people, like I still enjoy their music, but I don't just see them as like someone whose music I listen to. I get to know people. I'm like, oh, this is basically my homie, basically.
Yeah. Word up.
Let's see, what else do I have? And speaking of like ICP, what was like the first song that you remember that grasped your attention hearing ICP and you're like, what is this?
Carnival Carnage intro, man. I found the fucking CD in my basement, just loose, no context, and the intro got me right away. I was like a little kid, you know what I mean? And it was like a really cool, spooky intro. Like it was a dark, gentle night in a little town of your town, you know what I mean? And I'm like and he's going, and it's like kind of like a horror movie, and then the fucking Carnival Carnage beat drops and like and then it's the juggler and this nigga spitting his ass off. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And because as a little kid, it was like unlike anything I've ever heard before. I was listening to Big Pun, I was listening to NWA, Biggie, Tupac, whatever, just regular hip-hop shit, you know what I mean, that was going on. And this was just otherworldly, and I was just hooked right from the first Joker card, right from the first intro on the first Joker card, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Carnival of Carnage, in my opinion, is like very slept on, and I really love that album. Like one thing I always loved about ICP's music is you can tell the time period when something came out or what was inspired by it. Like when you listen to Carnival of Carnage, you think of like Beastie Boys, NWA, all that shit from the early 90s.
Yeah, I love that card. It's one of my favorites, and not only just because it's like the first one, my introduction, because a lot of people's favorite cards are their first cards, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But that one, to this day, it's like one of my favorites. Like I'd rather play that than a lot of shit. I mean, it was just gangster shit, the speaking wicked shit, but it's just like real hip hop, like Jay spitting his ass off, Shaggy spitting his ass off, like even John Kick Jazz, you know what I mean? Them dudes really, really out here tearing it up, early 90s style, man. That ICP shit, to this day I could play that for any hip-hop head and they'll like something off that record.
I was just playing that the other day, and I was like telling someone, like, can you believe Shaggy was only 16 when this album came out and Jay was only 19? So you can hear it in their voices, they were kids. This is insane.
Oh yeah, and that's what it is. Music is timeless. Good music is timeless. Good music doesn't age. Like I'm still performing songs that I wrote when I was like 16 or 18, you know what I mean? Because I was doing the same shit at their age. That's why I've been able to do so much, you know what I mean? Like at my age is because I started so young. I started when I was like 15 years old or whatever, actually putting out music, like at 15, like mixtapes, datpiff.com, myspace.com, like whatever. I was out here actually producing records at a young age. So like my catalog just build it up, and that's why I'm at where I'm at at this moment, but because I have so much I've done already, so much I accomplished at a young age. Same thing with ICP, you know what I mean?
And you're right. Like and that's what I always tell people. Music is timeless when music can span multiple generations.
Yeah.
That's how music is timeless. Like a lot of us got into it when we were kids. Now some of us have our own kids that are into it, or I even know juggalos who got into it. Their kids are into it, and now their grandkids are into it.
Yeah, man, and I would say that's the biggest difference, because a lot of old school shit sounds old school, right? A lot of shit like, oh yeah, turn on that old school shit, but timeless shit you can put on right now and it'll get you wherever it needs to get you, man. Timeless music you can still perform 30 years from now, you know what I mean? And a lot of shit don't age well. A lot of shit just has the little, I guess, catchy or hip sounds of that era, and they just stay there, you know what I mean? So that's like a lot of the mistake I see a lot of people doing now, is that all that, that mumble shit or whatever the fuck's going on. I think that's gonna really stay in this era. A lot of shit will surpass it, like the melodies. A lot of good melodies and shit that will transition. But if you're really just stuck in that one box and not really able to expand, a lot like with that Laffy Taffy shit and a lot of those errors, you know what I mean, stay in that era. So I would say good music can go era and era, like 30 years, 40 years from back, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and the whole point of me just starting this show, because I wanted to make sure that all the talented people don't get overlooked, because that does happen a lot. A lot of the talented people get overlooked, and the whole point of this show is to make sure a lot of talented people in our community, in this world, don't get overlooked.
Dope.
And I just basically pay it forward, basically.
Oh yeah, we appreciate it.
Like even though it happened days ago, it's still hitting me. Like Ozzy's death really hit me, because that man's music before I got into ICP had such an impact on my life. I mean, we all love Ozzy. We all can admit it. Ozzy is the man.
I never got into him. Can't say I have.
So before you got into ICP, one of the questions we're going to ask is like, what was some music that you remember like hearing? Like a lot of us, before we discover our own music, like we listened to like what our family was like listening to me. Like for me, I heard like a lot of classic rock. I heard a lot of Prince and Michael Jackson growing up.
100%, man. Michael Jackson is like up there with me, you know what I'm saying? That's why, like, right here, Michael Myers, Jordan Jackson, like I bring all my influences with me wherever I go, you know what I mean? Anything I love, whether it be pro wrestling, Michael Jackson, or whatever the hell, is coming with me to this day, you know what I mean? But as far as to your question, yeah, I grew up on, I would say, Stylistics, The Temptation, a lot of Motown, definitely Michael Jackson. And then, when I was a little kid, I would say my brother was a big influence, my big brother, and he was big on hip hop. So I was stealing CDs from him, bumping Eazy-E, Big Pun, Capone and Noriega, No Limit Records, Master P and them. Those were the big ones for me.
Oh yeah, those No Limit days were amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, big time. Big influence, and yeah, just such a special era. That's why I got the Master P doll right behind me.
For those that don't know, Master P is doing his final like tour, so
heard that, yeah.
Like that dude is like such a like entrepreneur, and he's such an influence like on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, man. I buy like rap snacks whenever they're around. Like anything Master P, I try to like support. Like he came out with the cereal called Hootie Hoos, and I still trying to find them shits just to like support. Like I'm such a big, Master P dude. Anything he's rocking, his movies, his old school movies were the shit. You know what I mean? Were like super dope. But Master P, as far as DIY independent, that's the king right there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, which I recommend if anyone hasn't watched it. I don't know where you can watch it, but watch that like No Limit Records documentary. It is so amazing.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I love about like artists when they're like diverse. And that's one of the main reasons I've enjoyed ICP and some of the other acts I do, because they step outside the box and they're not afraid to be diverse. Like another example, Tech Nine. Yes, he is a rapper. He started out as a rapper, but now I consider him more of an artist because he can rap, he can sing, he can do straight rock and metal shit.
That's Tech Nine, huge influence, especially on my stage show. But what I would really say is my favorite trait in an artist is diversity, man. So that's why like my music is so diverse, is like, you know, because that's what I like, you know what I mean? I like people who can expand their reach, you know what I mean, and dabble in different genres well, you know what I mean? Not just like just do some shit just to do it, you know what I mean? But Tech Nine, amazing example, super big influence on me. Just nasty with the rock and the singing, and he really, you know, he stays true to himself, and that's what's the difference. You know, a lot of people try all these genres and it's not real, you know what I'm saying? But if it's real, it'll come out, you know what I mean? If you have love for the genre that you're trying to do, you'll put your best foot forward to do that genre justice, you know what I mean? So on my album, you'll hear R&B, you'll hear rock, you'll hear wicked shit, you'll hear hip hop, you'll hear, you know, new school, you know what I mean? It's like, it's all about diversity for me. That's a big trait for me, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Diversity is very important for me too. And the best way I always quote it is, I tell people, because I'm just like a fan of music, is I quote an Eminem lyric. I go, brainwashed from rock and rap. That's basically me.
Yeah, Eminem, huge. Another one, man. I probably one of the biggest influences on me as well. Eminem, for sure.
And that is cool. Like off this album, Maniflex, you've been able like to work with some of your idols. Like I remember seeing like months ago, I was like, oh my God, he got a track with Royce da 5'9" now. Like anyone that knows me knows that Royce da 5'9" is one of my top Detroit rappers of all time.
100%. And that's a lot of what I wanted to showcase on this album, is that the album's called Maniflex, meaning manifestation, meaning go after your dreams and accomplish them. They're reachable. So it's one thing to talk about it, and it's another thing to show it. So like all my lyrics could be like, trust me, this works. Trust me, this works. Do it. But it's another thing to be like, trust me, it works. See, here's a song with ICP. Trust me, this works. See, here's a song with Royce da 5'9". Here's a song with DMX. That's all I wanted to showcase. And going back to what we said earlier, like having the, you know, I would say like the receipt of, you know, appreciation from people you look up to. Like that's like the biggest shit, man, especially if you can do it at a level where you're working with them, you know what I mean, one-on-one, and making and creating with them, you know what I mean? Because the song I did with Royce, I knew exactly what I wanted for that. I wanted the Bad Meets Evil Royce da 5'9", because Royce da 5'9" right now is a Grammy nominated, you know, just artist, just elite, just trying so much. Like he's evolved so much. But I knew if I ever got a Royce track, I wanted to, hey, bring him back to that grimy Detroit Bad Meets Evil Royce one more time. And he donned the bad moniker for our song like one more time. And that was respect, you know what I mean? Because he could be like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. But you know, let's do something else. And that would have been cool with me. But the fact that he said yes, and that he was on the same page, like as far as what we wanted to do, because I went back to Killer T for that track, he went back to Bad, you know what I mean? And that's just a dream come true right there, man.
And I like how a lot of people are starting to like work with like big artists. Like back then, no one would have imagined that. And that's why I always tell people, like, if you could work with anyone, who would it be? And I was like, nothing is impossible now.
Yeah.
Anyone is approachable now, which is cool.
Yeah. Ask me whatever, you know, 6 years ago, before I worked with these people, they would have been the top of my list. ICP, DMX, Royce, these would have been the top names. And I'm still going, you know, I'm still have my eyes on, you know, lower tier collabs to the biggest. You know, I want to work with Kendrick. I want to work with Eminem. You know what I mean? I want to work with Haley Williams. I want to work with Ellie Goulding. Like, these are the people I want to work with, that I'm making inspired action to work with. You know what I mean? I'm not going to stop. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep going for my dreams, because that's what is going to, you know, come for me. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I tell people, if you want to ever get by doing anything, get by doing something you love.
100%.
And follow your dreams. Like, if you would have even told me years ago that I would have interviewed like Flatline is on this show. Like, basically, the best way I was crazy when I did this interview, I was like, if you would have told me I would be interviewing one of the members of Run DMC's nephew, I would have been like, no, that ain't gonna happen. If you would have told me years ago that I would be interviewing Brother Lynch Hung's nephew, I would have been like, no, that ain't gonna happen. But it did.
Right. Yeah, there's a lyric on a song called What's Next for Me. It was like, go back to 02. Tell little Tierre, listening to Shangri-La. This tight beat here, this a Mike P jam. Yeah? Oh, sweet, man. You gonna work together on your second LP. Damn. Like, that was me marking out about just working with Mike P. You know what I mean? So imagine going back to 02 and telling little Tierre he's about to work with Insane Clown Posse and be like that with him. You know what I mean? It's all about, you know, keeping your vibes right, your energy right, and believing it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Believing it's possible and knowing that it's coming. Because a lot of people look at those dreams as just dreams. And it's like, oh man, that would be cool someday, but don't make inspired action, don't really believe it, think it's too far away. And if you think that way, it's gonna stay that way. But if you like see that goal and be like, oh, that's gonna be mine one day and I'm gonna work towards it, that's how you get it. That's how you get it. That's how there's no more fucking limits. That's how I got, you know, a song with DMX before he passed, you know what I mean? And yeah, nothing is too big.
Exactly, and nothing's impossible, and hard work pays off. And we're both probably the same age, so we both come from the generation that if you want respect, you got to work for it and you got to earn it.
Yeah, man, and just stay true. Just stay true, and just be yourself. I would say that's a big thing for me, because and show people respect, man, because you know you never know what someone's going through. You know what I mean? Like, you're not too big for anybody, you're not too small for anybody. Just be yourself, and I would say that gets you the most out of anything you can do, is just be true and be, you know, genuine and be respectful, and that'll get you a long way.
Exactly. That's how I was always taught. I even wouldn't have said years ago, like if you would have told me years ago that this show would have won an award for podcast of the year or something, I would have been like, what? No way.
Well, congrats to you, man.
And I just and I was just continuing to ride that wave, and I'm going to continue to do that.
Damn right you are.
Like, the whole reason I started doing this show, because like a lot of people don't know, I suffer from anxiety, but when I do this show, you wouldn't even think I suffered from anxiety. This actually helps with it. And when I interview people, I don't like to be your stereotypical interview. I like to ask really cool questions, like, and cool personal questions. Basically, it's like just chatting with a homie. That's how I like to do my interviews, and that's how they should be.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting.
Like, eventually my goal is to start like doing it like live in person with people, and be like, oh, you want to smoke? Here you go, and be like smoking as I'm interviewing someone. Yeah,
I like in-person interviews a lot, you know what I mean? After this, I'm just gonna like take off my clothes and go chill with my cat. That's the way to go for me. Like, after Zooms, anything, I'm just take that shit off and go chill with my cat, you know, 10 times out of 10. But in person is cool because you get to unlock a lot of maybe stories, and you get to look around the room together and shit like that. Yeah, I can see that.
Oh yeah, and the whole reason why I'll ask a lot of my guests the same questions, because I'm always guaranteed I know that I'm going to get a different answer from them.
That's right.
Like, one of the questions we'll ask people, like, if you could pick like your top 5 influential albums, or that 5 albums that had a big impact on your life, what would they be?
It's Carnival Carnage.
That's one.
Get Rich or Die Trying. Slim Shady LP. Urban Legend T.I. And probably College Dropout, man.
Hell yeah.
Like, you know, ranking them, you can keep going, the list can keep going, but those are the 5 that came to my mind, man. So that they must be the most 5 influential for sure.
Oh yeah. And now we're gonna get into your acting career. How would you describe your like acting career? Like, someone asked earlier, how was it like working on TWD?
Oh, The Walking Dead. Yeah, I worked on The Walking Dead, Dead City. It was fun. It was really fun. It was cold. You know what I mean? We shoot out here in New England, so some days were colder than others. And there was a scene where we were in the alley and we were getting rained on, and we just came from the boat attack. They exploded our boats with a bunch of like zombie bombs and shit. So we had to like act all hurt and fucked up. And it was like that day was miserable. And then the day that the zombies were fighting in the like a little pit, right? There's like a circle pit, and they had to like send to like a woman to fight the zombies. That day was cold. But other than that, bro, you're just chilling with zombies all day, and you know, it was a vibe, man. It was definitely fun, you know, definitely fun set.
Oh yeah. My sister does like really good makeup effects. Like we have this thing like in Denver called zombie crawl. And what you do is you walk around Denver dressed like zombies, and it looks like the city's infested with zombies, and you're like, it's like those walks, but it's like a charity walk, but they call it a zombie crawl.
Dope.
And like my sister does such good like makeup effects. Like she did like my zombie clown makeup. I was like, gosh, you should do makeup effects for movies or TV.
I want to shout out DMX real quick. DMX's album. Yeah, I forgot to name him. DMX is Dark and Hell is Hot in the Rough Riders album. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, those are classics.
Yeah.
That's another guy that like I could.
Terror Squad too. Terror Squad and Big Pun. All right, go ahead.
But yeah, DMX is another example of someone who was diverse. The dude could rap, but the dude could sing really good too.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites of all time. Super glad, you know, we crossed paths once at least once in his lifetime, man. Super blessed.
Yeah, like when I always want a good like feeling or just a smile on my face, I watched that video of him singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
or I watch videos with him like spending time with his family.
Yeah, he's a great dude. He spans generations. Like I said, timeless shit. You know, he went to the kids, because you'll see Party Up, the song Up in Here, up in every kids movie. You know, you'll see it in commercials. That's timeless shit. You know what I mean? That he crossed to the you know the suburban cities, the urban. You know what I mean? The urban cities. He's timeless and he's genuine. That's what happens when you make genuine stuff from the heart. It'll reach beyond your wildest imagination.
And what would you say was your like first ever like acting gig, and how did you feel when you first did your first acting gig? Were you nervous, or were you able to do it like right then and there?
It's funny because I landed my first audition I've ever did. It was for a short film, and you know, I kind of just thought like, oh shit, this is how acting is. Like, I'll just book all the time. That's not how it is. You know, you audition way more than what you book. But I booked my first ever audition, man, and it was for a short film. I was like, you know, one of the co-leads, and that's what I love to do. So I'm almost never really nervous to do it because I love doing it. I'm just excited to do it, and I guess the nerves come to like really wanting to do a good job. So like, I'm not nervous to be like, oh, actually perform, but you want to do a good job, and you want to make sure the director gets what he wants. You know, you're kind of just playing, you know, you want to do a performance that you're proud of and you believe, you know what I mean? Because as actors, we look at a lot of our work and be like, I don't believe that. You know what I mean? Like, I can see you're acting there. What you want to see when you're acting is like the person, not you. You don't want to see you. You want to see the person in the scene and what he's going through. So, you know, my first acting gig, I felt at home. I felt right at home because this was my love. This is my passion. This is what I want to do. And I had a blast, man. I felt really confident. And I just thought, you know, that's how all the acting gigs were going to be. But, you know, the more you act, the more challenges and stuff that come along with it. But my first acting gig I felt right at home and very comfortable.
Yeah, I remember my first acting gig. I had to have been like 15 or 16, and I was doing a short film too, and it was like a coming of age type movie. So I was like fit for the like age to like do a movie, like a short film like that.
Dope.
And that's another thing. People don't realize acting is an art form in of itself. Like, especially when you're acting, sometimes you gotta like really put yourself in that character's shoes. Like, you gotta like literally pretend you're that character. That's why Heath Ledger did such a good job playing the Joker, because he made himself like the Joker. He put himself in that character.
100%. Every time, 10 times out of 10. And when I was on the Purge election year, I had a mask. Like, my character was in a mask and you can't see my face. But I remember in the scene, I got in the scene. I wasn't shooting the movie there. I was in the Purge. You know, I put my mindset and I felt, you know, angry. I felt rage. I felt, you know, cold, you know, like I was out for blood. Like, I put myself in that mindset, you know, when it was time to shoot. And I remember being in the back of the car, like with the lighting car and shit like that, with, you know, covered in blood and my mask on and shit like that. I remember to this day so vividly where I was and, you know, all that and the feeling. I remember getting in that mindset, like I'm in the Purge, you know what I mean? By the time they said action, you know, I was swinging that freaking machete and I was in the scene. Nobody could tell me I was not in the Purge, you know, during that time. And you got to do that with every role. You got to get in that mode, you know what I mean? Because if you act like it's, you know, there's a cast and crew, you know, a crew and directors right behind you, you might lose it a little bit. But if you get in the scene, that's when the best performances come.
Exactly. Like, and that's one thing I love about like actors that can be like very diverse. Like an actor that's a perfect example is Keanu Reeves. Dude started out as a comedy actor. Then he started being in serious roles, and then he started being an action star.
Yeah, comedy is probably one of the hardest things to do. So when comedy actors make that transition, I'm not surprised at all. You know, if you think about some of the best actors in the world, they're either scared to do comedy or they come from comedy. Because, you know, I hear so many times, like, you know, the most well-respected actor, you know, in interviews be like, I could never do comedy. Like, it's so hard. And like, damn right, it's fucking hard. Like, it's one of the most underappreciated things you can do. You know what I mean? Because if you're whack, you're whack. We don't gotta laugh. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And
I
the
could
best
see the
kind
transition. Yeah, I could see the transition being very, very fluent for a lot of comedic actors to that. You know what I mean? Because I think that's very, very doable. Go ahead.
And I love actors that can that start out like as doing one thing, but then they go the other. Like a perfect example, Robin Williams. He started out as a comedy actor, but not only did he show that he was a great comedy actor, Robin Williams showed that he could be in those movies that get you in the feels. Like, he could be a serious actor.
Well, that's 100% my point, man. Some of the best dramatic things you'll see will be from comedy people. A lot of the time they'll make you cry, man, because the comedy circuit is just different. It's a different mindset, and I think it's harder than dramatic acting. I've done both. I do comedy, I do dramatic acting, and comedy, you know, it's right up my alley. But you know, to do it right, I mean, anybody can be serious. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can just put on a straight face and be stoic, but you know, it takes a little different, like a skill set. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and especially comedy, like the whole point, like especially with stand-up comedy, like a lot of these people that do stand-up comedy, they're actually saying real stories of stuff that's happened to them, but they've made it funny to where they're like, hey, I could tell this as like a comedy story someday in a gig or something of something that really happened to me.
That's right. Yeah.
And you gotta
comedy brain is always gonna be on. Like, anything could be happening to you and you'd be like, yep, that's a joke. Oh, yep, I'm gonna do this in my set tonight. Yeah, like that, it never shuts off.
Exactly. You gotta like learn also to like make fun of yourself every now and then. Like, I make fun of myself tremendously. I always tell people, since we are juggalos, we are clowns, we gotta learn to be funny and take a joke and sometimes make fun of ourselves every now and then.
Oh yeah, man, 100%. Yeah, man, people that take themselves too serious, hey, I don't know what to tell you, brother. Like, we're having fun. Like, it's fun if you can just, because there's less to lose, brother. If you can make fun of yourself, if you can make a mistake and, you know, turn it around on yourself and stuff like that, you can let your shoulders down. Life will be so much easier if you can just take yourself way less serious. You know what I mean? Especially in our juggalo world. If you're a juggalo, brother, and you're out here, me mugging and thinking you're like, bro, like everybody has his place, but we're fine. We're here to have fun. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, we're here to have fun. Just be yourself, man. It's cool.
Exactly. That's why I tell people. That's why I've always told people, like, when people have asked me in interviews, they're like, if you could choose the true definition of a juggalo, what would it be? I was like, just be yourself. Obviously, we have morals. Don't be a bigot. Don't be this. Don't be that. But it's just simple moral shit. That's all it is.
100%. And I think I'm a prime definition of that. I'm myself, brother. Like, I'm walking down the street. I'm on movie sets. No, like 9 times out of 10, unless I'm rocking something in St. Clown Posse, no one would be like, oh, that's a juggalo. You know what I mean? Because people are typecast juggalos as something. You know what I mean? But I am rocking main stage this year under my name, Tierre Diaz. Like, I'm not coming with an image. I'm like, that's my gimmick, is me. I think I'm I think I am, thank you. I think I am, a great example of you can be yourself and excel, brother, especially in the juggler world, you know what I mean? And you can have your values, you know what I mean? Like, my value is to uplift and, have a high skill set to put out good music and to raise positive vibrations. You know what I mean? That's my skill set. And in the underground, I guess that's rare, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people want to murder and shit. That's cool. You know what I mean? That's dope. That's that wicked shit. We all love the wicked shit. But I'm here to bring something different to the table. And because I'm genuine with it, and I treat my craft with so much respect, and I treat the community with so much respect, because this is my community, I'm in it. I think I've gotten to where I've gotten, because of that, because I'm genuine about it. You know what I mean? And I'm Tierre Diaz. My government name is on the fucking everywhere I go. You know what I mean? And I think that is a great, I guess, description of be your fucking self, man. Just be yourself.
Exactly. And that's what I've always tried to come across and tell people that. So one of the other questions we're going to ask is another really cool, interesting question that our guests usually have fun answering. You're stuck on a desert island. Now you have to choose 5 artists or groups. Whose discography are you bringing with you to last you on that desert island forever?
Wow. So 5?
Yes.
I would say, it's kind of the same. So like Haley Williams or Paramore, right? Haley Williams or Paramore. Really like Ellie Goulding. I would say Ellie Goulding. Let's do ICP because their catalog is so extensive, so you can go through that shit 30 fucking years of that shit. You know what I mean? For rap, damn, I would say, wow. Let's get Eminem on there, and then let's get it's either Michael Jackson or like Tech Nine would be kind of cool. Tech Nine would be cool because he has all these different, sounds and shit. You know what I mean? So you can pick and choose with the mood, whatever your mood is. He could be kind of cool, but I think I'm gonna go Michael Jackson instead.
Hell yeah, definitely ICP would be one of my top picks, and then I always pick like Wu-Tang Clan, not just like their group projects, but their solo projects, affiliate projects.
Like a cheat code.
Yep. So that's like a lot of music that would last you forever.
That's
right. Shout outs to Wu-Tang. I just saw them like the beginning of this month for their final tour, and it was amazing.
Awesome. Oh yeah.
Like that's kind of my goal also, is to try to see some of the acts that I've like never ever like seen in concert ever.
Yeah, I'm big on that. I'm big on at least seeing your favorites once, you know what I mean? Because I went so much of my life not going to any shows, and then when I started going to shows, I was like, oh, I gotta see everybody I love, you know what I mean? So I think I've seen the majority of people. I still haven't seen like Eminem, but so he would be like, the next one I go see that I haven't seen yet.
And yeah, I'll never get tired of seeing, like, of course, ICP, Tech, or Ouija live, because no matter how many times I see them live, they always put on a phenomenal show.
Yeah, ICP to this day, they've, before all this, if you would have asked me my favorite show, is ICP. It's just an experience. It's fun. It's exhilarating. That Fago is one of a kind feeling that you can't explain. You know, you can look outside, you can look in the window and see what we're doing, and it looks stupid. No, you don't understand. You'll never understand unless you get in it. I mean, so that Fago rain, brother, that Fago Armageddon, you know, there's nothing like it. So ask anybody could ask me that question. My favorite show, it's always and has always been ICP.
Exactly. And I've even brought my mom to a show, and she's not even a juggalo, and she had a great time. And she's like, now I see why you enjoy them. They do put on a good live show.
Just fun. Any walks of life can walk and just see the spectacle, because they put on a spectacle. You know what I mean? At the bare minimum, you can appreciate the visuals, because I'm a big visual guy too. Like, if you're not bringing visuals, like, it's cool. Like, at the core of the hip hop, like just an MC and a mic and a DJ is all you need, right? At the core of the hip hop, that's always cool with me. But it's elevated to a spot where if you don't at least have some type of visuals or theatrics or something like that, you know, that gives me bonus points, at the very least. You know what I mean? Because there's some motherfuckers that don't need nothing but a mic and will rock your fucking wig off. You know what I mean? But there's people that put a little bit more. Those are the people I tend to lean towards.
Exactly. That's one thing I'll always like tell people. Like, Violent J will go down as like one of the great storytellers of the genre, along with like Slick Rick and Ice Cube's great storytellers.
Well, I really hope so, man. I really hope, because, you know, ICP is getting their respect, you know, as a group and their contributions. But let's unlock that lore for them. Let's unlock, be like, hey, they don't just, you know, have these hits. They're not just been here for so long. Listen to their stories. Like, let's get their fucking their acknowledged, their flowers. You know what I mean? Because even when they're on Drink Champs, you know what I mean, the respect was there as far as their contributions and their longevity and, you know, their impacts. But like, let's talk about the Joker cards. Let's talk about the lore of that. Hopefully that unlocks more, because what they're doing as far as stories, as far as a 30-year story and albums, hopefully that knowledge is unlocked in the mainstream media a little bit more, because I think once it does, it's just unlike anything's ever been done in music. And I hope it will get appreciated one day.
Exactly. And I've even told people what they've done is they've done way before like other movies and shows started connecting each other. ICP was doing that with their music. Like, they created their own mythology in the form of music. How dope is that?
Fucking incredible. And that's why I'm big on Melanie Martinez, man. So Melanie Martinez, she only did 3, like she did a trilogy, but you know, and I could say that I'd be like, what the fuck you talking about? Trust me, like, her trilogy with K through 12, Crybaby, and Portals was a fucking connecting trilogy. You know what I mean? You know, it's not, you know, 12 Joker cards, but it's like the closest thing I got to that lore and, you know, the storytelling and having projects connect within a decade, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And I would love to see more of that, you know what I mean? And I guess Eminem did it a little bit with Eminem LP to Eminem LP2. He did it a little bit, but you know, nothing like ICP, man. ICP brings it unlike anybody.
Yeah, like, you can like listen to their albums and they'll like do a callback, or they'll like mention something. Like, even in songs they drop today, they'll still like mention the terror wheel. They'll still like mention like Tunnel of Love is like exhibits in the carnival. And that's why when The Tempest came out, I told people, in my personal opinion, it still had to do with the Dark Carnival. It's just The Tempest is an exhibit ride in the Dark Carnival.
Oh yeah, see, and that opens a whole discussion of juggalos. We can talk about what The Tempest is and the connection to Dark like that's like a whole podcast right there.
Because when you look at the Dark Carnival logo, one of the things is a roller coaster.
There you go, man.
And I have a like live stream planned that I'm gonna do, like, where like how the second deck is connected, like whether they did that intentionally or whether they just magically did that without intentionally doing it. Whenever I do that live stream, trust me, it's gonna blow your mind.
Sweet, man. Yeah, I love the second deck. Big second deck guy over here.
And that's one thing I've always loved is like every one of their albums has its own like sound and unique theme, basically.
100%. And you know, I take that from them. You know what I'm saying? I 100% take that from them. So my albums are essentially the same trait. They'll have a theme, they'll have a message, and they'll have a sound. So Energy was my first album that has a very clear message and a very clear, you know, vision for it. Same thing with Maniflex. We're in the Maniflex era, there was the Energy era, and all the albums are going to connect and tell the story. Thanks to ICP, you know, for opening that door, you know, to have that lore and established. That's what I'm doing with my projects as well.
And they've even done lore in their songs, and same with Tech. Like ICP has the Night of series. You had Night of the Axe. Yeah. Then you had Night of the 44. Then you had Night of Red Rum. You know, you have their Night of series, and where every those is like a night of, but it's like deals with like a murder weapon.
That's right. Yep.
And then you have Tech 9. He has his Psycho Bitch trilogy.
Yep. And that's, you know, the Psycho Bitch, I want to say, is lore. It's just like a topic he can rap about 3 times.
Exactly. One thing I always loved about that is when he does that, he'll like sample like a famous horror movie and whatnot.
That's dope. Yeah, I like that.
Like when someone heard Psycho Bitch 2, what he did with like Liquid Assassin, someone's like, where have I heard that beat? I'm like, that is the beat from Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, his mind is definitely up there, man, for sure.
And that's one thing I've always loved about Tech is like just when you like watch interviews with him, his love for like music and like movies and stuff is dope. And that's like 2 of the most important things that has helped me through so much. Like without music, without movies, I don't know where I would be here.
100%. That's all I've ever wanted to do was act and make music. I'm blessed and grateful that I'm doing both as my career right now.
So tell us how you got the spot on like the show Dexter. That's dope.
100%, man. Yeah, Dexter is one of my favorite shows of all time. Like before working on it, like I was just a Dexter mark. I had posters. Like that was one of my favorite shows, brother. So when they announced they were coming back after 8-9 years, whatever it was, with New Blood, just as a fan, just mind blown, just super excited. You know, I still have it comes back in my Facebook memories every year, like me talking about it just as a fan. And then when they said that, you know, they were filming in my state, Massachusetts, my mindset switched from fan to, oh, I'm getting on that show. You know what I mean? And by that time, I'm fully in, you know, meditation, visualization, manifestation mode. I've already been on that wave for years now. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to tap in and I'm going to get on Dexter. So that's what I did. And I they were under a code name, you know what I'm saying? So when I auditioned, I didn't know I was even applying or submitting for Dexter. I was just, as an actor, you submit for damn near almost everything. You know what I mean? Like you're going for everything you can possibly get. So that's what I'm doing. I'm auditioning, I'm submitting, I'm sending my resume. And then I got an email with, you know, saying they wanted to book me for all these dates. And it was for like April to August. No matter what that job is, I'm taking it 10 times out of 10. You know, I'm like, oh, like, hell yeah, I'm on that show. Let's go. And then we did a little research. You know, I called my partner and she's like, what you say it was? I'm like, oh, it's, I don't know, Marble. I don't know what that is. And that was the code name for the show. You know what I mean? Because a lot of shows go by code names when they cast. So it's secret. You know what I mean? So that's what it was. I'm like, yeah, a Showtime show called Marble. And then she Googled it and she was like that's Dexter. And I was like, I'm on the phone and I look at my Dexter poster and I'm like, and I just start bawling. I'm just so fucking grateful, man. But that was the best experience I've ever had on set. Not only for the fact that I'm working, you know, on one of my favorite shows of all time, that alone would have been amazing. But the people, the experience, you know, working with Michael C. Hall, all of that surpassed my expectations. It was just the greatest experience I've ever had on set, man.
And that's one thing I've loved seeing is like a lot of juggalos like living their dream or doing what they love doing. Like me, being a public broadcaster, I never thought I would be doing that. I know juggalos that are professional wrestlers. I know juggalos that are up and coming stand-up comedians. I know juggalos that are like actors too. Besides, I know a bunch of other juggalos that do acting or part-time casting, basically.
Yeah, man, because everybody's dream's different, man. And no matter what it is, you like, especially in the juggalo world, like there's people that's born juggalos and raised juggalos that are like, I just want to be able to go to ICP shows forever for free. And I don't know, that boom, they're a photographer or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that is very possible. I'm a professional. I want to be a professional wrestler, but you know, I'm not. And now they're in JCW. You know what I mean? Dreams come from all walks of life and all shapes and sizes, man. So whatever your dream is, go for it. You know what I mean? Period.
Exactly. I've worked in the wrestling industry for a while too. I was a senior official, and then I was a commentator, and then I was a cameraman, and I had fun doing that.
Yeah, I'm a big wrestling fan as well. And I signed 2 major wrestling contracts because I do the ring music for a wrestler named Flip Gordon. And one of my dreams came true because he wrestled at Madison Square Garden and he came out to my theme that I made him.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
So my voice was in Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? So like my love for wrestling, because it's genuine, because it's true, unlocks cool opportunities like that. You know what I mean? It's so much to the point where I'm stone cold stunner in motherfuckers almost every show. You know what I mean? I just bring my loves and my passions to the world, and I share them with people. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And that's one thing I've always wanted to encourage a lot of people, is to just live your dreams and don't ever shit on anyone's dreams.
100%. They're all different. They're all shapes and sizes. I will encourage anybody who has a dream that's not going for it. I might get on you for that, because that's no good can come out of that, man. Just go for it and just have fun. Just have fun doing it, man, because that's what you want. Go get it. If you want something and you're not going for it, I can't have sympathy for you to not have it, because you gotta go for it, man.
Yeah, like I'm proud of like where I'm at in my life. Like I never thought I would say I'm blessed in my life, that I would be doing some of this stuff that I be doing. Like my homie Sick Thought in here just said, 2 legendary juggalos. That's something I never thought someone would do to me. I was doing a show here in Denver, and then someone recognized me and they're like, that's Don Chaos. That's a juggalo legend right there.
That's what's up, man. Yeah.
So when it comes to like writing your music, everyone has their own creative writing process. What would you say your creative writing process is? Do you write first, or do you listen to the beat as you're writing? What's Tierre Diaz's creative writing process when you're writing a song?
When I'm writing a song, yeah, absolutely the beat first. But sometimes, you know, I just pull out the pad and write a verse. If something comes to me, I write a verse. Just for when my gathering single, my upcoming gathering single, I needed a second verse. And I just went back in my notebook and I was like, yeah, this one fits. And I just pop it on. So sometimes I write verses just for the sake of being an MC and sharpening my pen real quick, keeping the blade sharp and keeping my skills up. Sometimes I just have to write a verse and, exercise. It's a muscle, you got to train it. But when it comes to making music, which is my passion, it's the music's the most important thing, and I don't make songs to make songs. Every song has a message. Every song has a goal and a vision. So I let the beat speak to me. You know what I mean? Like some beats I have for years that I just like and can't come up with nothing. But suddenly one day something comes for me and boom, I got the theme and I got the melody and I'm ready to go. And sometimes I hear a beat for the first time, comes to me right there. So I let the beat speak to me as far as theme and melody and stuff like that. But sometimes as an MC, you just gotta pop, keep the pen sharp.
And that's one thing I love when like artists will like maybe write out like what they're going through at the time. Like that's my girlfriend's creative writing process. She'll just like write what she's feeling or what she's thinking about at the time. Because a lot of people don't realize this. Yes, when us listeners listen to music, it's therapy for us. But y'all got to remember, for the person writing the song too, it's therapy for them too.
100%, man. And I'm big on journaling in general, especially gratitude. Like where, in the notebook where I write, all my goals and dreams, and I write all these things I want. I also write down everything I'm grateful for. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that writing is a relief to me, and it's an expressive way, even if I'm the only one reading it. But I'm reading it almost every day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm keeping the things I'm grateful for. I'm keeping my the things I want close to me every day, and I keep it, you know, right in front of my eyes, you know what I mean? So I never get distracted or lose sight. And as far as art, a lot of that can, you know, if you want a message, like for me, it's the beat though. Like if the beat tells me to speak about something, I'll speak about something. And, you know, very rarely do I have a topic I'm like, oh, I want to talk about this topic. Almost never. Like that's hard for me to do. If I have a topic that I want to speak about, it almost seems forced to be like, all right, let's find a beat to write about this topic. It's super hard. So a lot of the times the beat tells me like, all right, this is what I'm feeling. Let's go for it.
And those are my favorite kind of artists, like people that are just like writing out their life, basically.
Yeah, same.
And I think that's why Tech Nine's always been one of my other favorite artists too, because he's just writing out his life as it progresses, as it gets better. He'll write about good stuff. If there's crazy stuff going on, he'll write about some crazy stuff.
100%. We, as a Tech Nine fan, we went through it with him. Like his drugs, from his mom being sick, from raising his kids, from getting a divorce. We went like it's like we know this guy's life story because of his music. There's artists out here, we will never know their life story unless we watch some documentary about him. But Tech documents his life in such a way. He writes songs about the randomest fucking things that happen in his life, and it's a dope song. Like he wrote a, you know what I'm saying, like just some Tuesday, whatever the fuck he went through on a Tuesday, he could make a song about this Tuesday was super cool, and like now it's like a part of our soundtrack. You know what I mean? That's what I love about Tech. Like he literally raps his life, man. And I feel like we went through all the ups, all the downs, from his mom's death, from his mom's lupus, to all that shit, you know, from when he went to that dark place in KOD, you know what I'm saying? We know why he did that, you know what I mean? To where he is now, to, you know, telling his backstory from high school, you know what I mean? That's an artist to me. Same thing with Eminem. Same thing with Eminem. We knew where he came from the trailers. We knew where he came from the battle. We hear that early, from Raising Haley to now just wanting to be the best motherfucking MC. That's what he's doing now. He just wants to be the best MC, and he's writing his fucking ass off. You know what I mean? So same thing with Eminem. He's killing it.
Exactly. And that's one thing I always like try to like let a lot of artists know that I'm like really into. Like whenever I do meet them, I like to say, hey, I know you probably hear this a lot, but I'm being genuine. Your music legit helped me and saved me. Thank you. Like Tech, a lot of his music got me through some crazy shit in my life. ICP's music has helped me through so much. Even Ouija Mac's music has gotten me through some shit. Your music, Tierre, has gotten me through some shit.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, hearing that as an artist, that means a lot. And I know it doesn't get old, because I know when I talk to, you know, Joe and Joey, you know, Violent J and Shaggy, they say that. They're like, that shit never gets old, bro. Like it's you can't even put into words what that means, because like you said, we're just creating and we hope it does that. But the fact that it does it is just like, we feel good that we can help. You know what I mean? We feel good, and it's helping us too. Like you said, it's our therapy too, man. So it's kind of like overwhelming. It's like, I'm doing this for me, but I'm also doing it, you know, for you, man. So thank you for saying that. I've been getting a lot of kind words, and that's the whole vibe of the album. It's positivity and, you know, making changes for the better if you're not in a good spot. And if you are in a good spot, to keep that shit going. Maniflex is all positive, brother, all good vibes. And all I want to do is help and heal with it. You know what I mean? So thank you for sharing that.
Exactly. Like when I remember when I first met ICP now, I've been listening to him since I was 8 years old. So I'll be 35 next month. So I finally got to meet them in 2017. I'm like, I'm nervous as hell. What can I tell them that I need to tell them? So I just told him 2 simple words. I'm like, thank you.
100%. That's it. Like sometimes that's all you get, and that's all you need. All that needs to be said, man. That's all that needs to be said. That encapsulates fucking everything.
And I'll get people that will do that to me too. Like I'll get people that come up to me and thank me for doing what I do, and then I'll like grab them and hug them, and I'll be like, "You're welcome," but no, thank you.
Damn right.
So when it comes to like acting, like since you're acting, like, is there like one actor, like what's one actor you would absolutely enjoy working with?
Jim Carrey, Amy Poehler, 10 times out of 10. So Jim Carrey was my guy, still is. Growing up, that's the one who got me into, I want to do comedy, I want to do acting, I want to be a comedic actor, I want to be Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's the one. And growing up as an adult, Amy Poehler got me into improv and improv comedy. She got me into Upright Citizens Brigade Theater to do that, to to have that outlet, because I fell in love with that as well. Those are my two biggest inspirations as far as acting and comedy, is Jim Carrey, Amy Poehler. I am doing everything in my power to make that come to fruition, to work with both of them, because they're my acting comedy heroes through and through. Those are my ones.
So you never know, y'all. We might see Tierre Diaz in the next Sonic movie.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like, I don't care what anyone says about those Sonic movies. You take everything out, Jim Carrey in those movies is hilarious.
Yeah, I haven't even seen those. I haven't seen any of the Sonics, but I'm just glad to see Jim Carrey doing anything. I'm happy he's in them.
Oh yeah, and I like how he still does acting, but he doesn't do acting a lot. Like, if there's a role he's comfortable with, he'll like do it, which is cool.
Yeah, he was gone for a while, so just seeing him do anything is just yeah.
I didn't know he was like an actual artist and a painter, and he was like painting on the side. I'm like, damn, he's a talented painter.
Yeah, man. And he's a big manifester as well. Like, if you hear him talk on any interviews, he talks about manifesting his first $1 million or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever. He's big on that. So shout out to Jim Carrey, also on the same wavelength. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you think about where he came from. He just started out as being a janitor, and then the Wayans brothers discovered him and helped put him on In Living Color. So we always got to thank the Wayans brothers for putting on Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Wayans brothers. So if you would have asked me one more person, it would have been the Wayans brothers, because I grew up on all the 90s Wayans, man.
Same.
So Amy Poehler, Jim Carrey, Wayans brothers for sure. Wayans family, period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I love a lot of those old classic sitcoms, like from back in the day. One thing I loved about even those shows back then, like some of those shows were comedy, but then they would have like serious moments in it too, like Full House. It was a comedy, but then it would get very serious at times.
For sure, yeah. But for the Wayans, it was like, I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, and Don't Be a Menace. Those are the ones I grew up on as those. And Blank Man.
Yes.
Yeah, the Wayans for sure. Shout out to them.
Yeah, like one of my favorite things of watching in the Wayans brothers show or In Living Color is like watching the Jim Carrey skits that he would do.
Yeah.
Or like even Jim Carrey's like skit where he's parodying Vanilla Ice. I love Vanilla Ice, but that shit is funny if anyone's ever watched it.
They killed it. They killed it on that show for sure.
And what would you say, like another question we ask our guests, say someone's like visiting your city, what are like some like local only like mom and pop joints, restaurants that you would like recommend that people trying if they were visiting your neck of the woods? Like, what are some good restaurants in Worcester that you would recommend to people?
Sure. First and foremost, I would say Coney Island. And then I would say maybe Boulevard Diner. And then I would say go on Shrewsbury Street, because Shrewsbury Street is just a street of restaurants. So I'm like, have your choice. All those things are on Shrewsbury Street is essentially iconic, right? So like, just pick your choice. If you want Italian, if you want upscale, if you want a dive bar, go on Shrewsbury Street. But I would say first round draft pick is Coney Island. You know what I'm saying? Our imagery is pretty classic. And I didn't know that like Coney's was like a Detroit thing. I was just thought Coney Island was like our spot in Worcester, but it still is, you know what I mean? So I would say go to Coney Island in Worcester, and then maybe 3 a.m. go to Boulevard Diner. But if you want something nice or you want something funky, go down Shrewsbury Street. As far as I can see, there'll be something to eat there.
Oh yeah, we used to have a Coney Island here in Denver, but it's been closed for years.
Yeah. See, I didn't know like Coney Islands was like a thing. I thought it was our shit. You know what I mean? I thought it was like our shit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, but when you actually have an actual Coney Island in Detroit, like
Right.
I already love chili cheese dogs, but when you have a Coney Island dog with mustard and Faygo on the side while you're in Detroit, amazing.
1000% Don Chaos nailed it. Fucking 100. I go to Detroit multiple times a year.
And their
That's
food,
what the fuck I do.
The food in Detroit
that's my
is
favorite
amazing.
shit to do. 100%. I love eating there. I love getting a fucking 3 a.m. Coney dog with a Faygo, just like you said. Absolutely, Don Chaos cannot fucking co-sign harder, bro. Definitely.
Yeah,
that's my shit.
First time I was ever in Detroit was 2021, and me and my homies were playing Morton's List. I know all of y'all know about Morton's List, and my quest was I was supposed to relive history and go to historic spots. So I ended up being like in all these historic spots that had something to do with like Detroit music history, ICP history, like where I was staying in River Rouge, which everyone knows is ICP's stomping grounds. I was literally 6 minutes up the road from the Dog Beats filming location.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I remember my first time in Detroit. We did all the fucking Juggalo, I guess tourist shits. You know, we went to Zug Island, the Dog Beats Rope.
Yeah, you could see Zug Island where I was staying too. Like if you were to stand out in the back at my Airbnb, what I was saying, you could see Zug Island across the river.
Mexican Village, Mexican Town, fucking Xochimilco, like all this shit.
Verner Avenue,
years. West Verner, Clark Park, all that shit. You know what I mean? We did all that.
We did all that too. And there's actually, for the juggalos that don't know, there is an Instagram page dedicated to those historic spots, and it will tell you where they are, so you can go see them.
And then one of the things I needed to do was go to Pick a Forest, and I asked Violent J, you know, and I got the directions from Violent J to Pick a Forest, because that's not a known spot. A lot of people can guess, and a lot of people can speculate, but I got the exact location of Pick a Forest, and I went there, and from Violent J, and he gave me my blessing. You know what I mean, he was like, listen, he's not really a tourist spot, meaning with that shit really means a lot. There's a lot of magic there. And, you know, he blessed me with that knowledge, man. I was so grateful. So when I got there, you know, I took some dirt back in the box, and even the pen I write my goal in my notebook with, I stuffed that pen full of Pick a Forest dirt, man, because I believe the magic in there is true.
Exactly. And even when I was there, I went to like the legendary St. Andrews Hall, which everyone knows that history.
Yep.
Like St. Andrews has so much history.
100%. That's the home of the shelter, man. 100%.
Yeah, like I went there and I was just walking through there. I'm like, can you imagine this is where Eminem got his start, and this is where Joe and M met for the first time.
Yep, I did a little photo shoot there as well. Yep.
And then I've even talked to like locals there. They said they saw like some of the best bands they seen at St. Andrews back in the day. They saw Wu-Tang at St. Andrews back in the day. Someone said they saw Nirvana at St. Andrews. I'm like, that would have been amazing.
Shout out to St. Andrews.
And yeah, Detroit, y'all, does got some like amazing food. Like there's a spot we went to. I don't know where it is, but it was like across the street from Tiger Stadium and Ford Field, but it was a really good place. This place had some of the best Detroit-style deep dish pizza I've ever had.
I fucking love Detroit's food, brother. 100%. Like that's like my favorite thing to do there.
We've even been to Mexican Village. Like we went to Sevens and stuff, and when we had it, I was like, now I know why ICP mentions this Mexican restaurant in their music. This place is good.
Yep.
Like that's one thing we're known for in Colorado is we have like really good authentic Mexican places here in Denver too.
Oh, I think I had Mexican when I was there. Yeah. There was a spot that I guess like gives free food to touring musicians, and we went there. That was fucking dope.
Hell yeah. And now we're going to get back into the food subject. If you had to pick, what are your 5 favorite foods that no matter how many times you eat, you can never get tired of eating?
French toast.
Hell yeah.
Michelini's mac and cheese. Michelina's mac and cheese. Fried chicken. fucking just cereal, any fucking cereal in the world. Oh, and a parfait, a fucking yogurt parfait with fruit all day, every fucking day, bro. Parfait.
Hell yeah.
With fucking with granola, flaxseed, and strawberries and blueberries. Every day I'll live off that shit if I can.
Hell yeah. Now, if I had to pick, I would just like categorize all this food. Like number one and is always tied with me. It's always a toss up between like Mexican and Greek food, and then any type of Asian food, Chinese, whatever, and then Italian food.
You're telling me right now you want to get sick of Asian food?
I would never get tired of Asian food. Like I can eat Chinese.
That's fucking crazy.
I could eat Japanese and never get tired of it. I can eat Vietnamese and never get tired of it.
That's crazy, bro, because I probably eat Chinese maybe once a year. I'm a big crab ragoon mark, but I can do probably crab ragoons.
That's one of my memories of like New Year's is every New Year's my dad would make crab ragoons from scratch and they were amazing.
Yeah, what is up with people in New Year's and fucking Chinese food?
I mean,
I didn't know that tradition until like later in life, but like apparently it's a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know that neither until I got a little bit older.
Same, brother, same.
And now if you had to pick, what are like your top 5 favorite movies of all time that no matter how many times you've seen it, you can never get tired of watching it?
My favorite movie of all time is Psycho, from Alfred Hitchcock. And then I would say South Park, the movie. South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
Yeah.
You can't get, bro. I'm gonna get you, sucker. Don't Be a Menace. If we're on the Wayans. And then, oh my God, sorry. And then just like, I want to say maybe, I want to name a Jim Carrey movie. I'm trying to figure out like my favorite. Probably like The Truman Show's that shit.
Oh yeah.
I really like The Truman Show, man. But yeah, I would say those are the ones right there.
Hell yeah. And since you've acted in like some TV shows, what are like your top 5 TV shows of all time?
Twilight Zone,
yeah.
South Park, Dexter, Breaking Bad, and then I want to say fucking Cable Guy. Sorry, Sick Thought. Cable Guy is my favorite Jim Carrey movie. Fuck am I talking about?
Yeah, Cable Guy.
Nigga.
Cable Guy is a classic.
Fuck am I doing? That's my favorite Jim Carrey movie. Yeah. So sorry. Twilight Zone, South Park, Dexter, Breaking Bad, and I want to say for this last part, I can go either American Dad, like The Office, you know what I'm saying? Something that's like something like easy viewing, something like that can just go on the background all day. Like something like that for my 5th spot, you know what I mean?
Yeah. One of mine would probably be like sitcom wise would be I love King of Queens.
I love Kings of Queens too, brother. Love it.
I know it's always hard to
that shit all day.
It's always hard to narrow it down, but here are some of my top 5 shows. Like for a while, number 1 for the longest time, but now it's number 2. But number 1 is Game of Thrones. Number 2 is Breaking Bad. Number 3 would be Sons of Anarchy, and the number 4 would be the all-time classic still, The Sopranos.
That's a lot of drama in that bitch, brother.
Especially when
you gonna giggle.
Especially when it comes to drama, those are like my favorite kind of drama shows.
You gotta laugh, brother. Where's the comedies at? Oh, you said Kings of Queens. That counts.
Yeah. King of Queens would be one. If I had to pick 2 other comedies, next would be 2.5 Men.
Okay, I can't stand that show.
and then the final one would be That 70s Show.
I like that show. Yep, I like that show. I tried watching the 90s show, but it was stale as fuck to me.
Right. Now if I had to pick a 4th one, then of course obviously I would go with The Office. The Office is funny.
Yeah, I love The Office. Big Pam Beasley guy over here.
Hell yeah. So should we do a giveaway? Because I don't know if I got the answer from you earlier. Do you want to do a giveaway? It's all up to you.
Yeah. How's it work, man?
What we do is like if anyone wants to be entered in the giveaway, they'll like say they want a giveaway, and then we just put their name on the wheel. And what you do, since you're on the show, you like contribute to a giveaway, so you could like give them like a free copy of your album or whatever.
Yeah, let's do it.
And then they just like hit you up on Instagram and give you their mailing info.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So yeah, what should people put in the chat, basically?
Should we do like a trivia, or is it like just like say something? Like how we doing it?
I mean, if they want in the wheel, they could just say put me in there, and then we'll like put their name in there. That works too.
Okay. All right. So I got it. In order to be entered in this giveaway, name your favorite line from Manaflex.
There you guys go.
That's it. That's all you need to do. Name your favorite quote, not song, quote from Manaflex.
There you guys go. And then we'll like have basically Tierre Diaz like, will you choose the winner, or do you want to do the wheel still?
Yeah, the wheel. So whoever answers, their name goes on the wheel, and then brrr, perfect.
Yeah.
Might be like 3 motherfuckers on there. with the little caveat I threw in there. Who knows?
Oh yeah, so we'll wait for you guys to say that. I don't know if the chat's brought up on your end too.
Oh, I haven't. I only saw like that one comment from Sick Thought. It was about the cable guy. Oh yeah, let me pay attention to the pay attention to the chat. Remember Outer Limits? Hell yeah. No, I don't even know what that is. All right, we got Heather Burke entered. What's next for me? I don't even know. So Heather Burke's in there.
All right.
The cable guy and Truman Show. That's the fucking comment that caught my eye. Whoop whoop to Stevie Too Dope. Whoop whoop to Natil. Shout out to DJ Clay, another dope MC, and of course turntable extraordinaire. Hell yeah. Autumn trending topics, man. Bitch, yep. We got Precious Juggalos. He quoted Swills Edition. Bitch, I'm about that action. All right. So we got 3 entries right now. Heather Burke, Precious Juggalos, Swills Edition. Amy Corsa is in there with Fantastic. Thanks for asking. Outer Limits was an old show based on the Twilight Show. Nah, man. I haven't peeped that one. But yeah, we got a couple entries, man. We got Amy Corsa, Swills Edition, Precious Juggalos, Heather Burke.
All right. This might
Good
take
quotes,
a while.
Man. Good quotes.
So you said there's only 3 entries so far?
I think we got like 4. Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we got 4 entries so far.
Okay. All right. There's 1. This is where it takes a while, y'all, so don't mind me and my typing.
It's okay. I'll try to catch up on the chat that we missed. Let's see. Killer in KOD was my shit, and Ever Ready was a masterpiece. Absolutely. Music is your therapy. How long have I been making music? I've been writing a very long time. But I've been making music, I would say, since 2008. Thank you, Precious Juggalos. Trending Topics is such a good track. Thank you. I'm very proud of that song. I performed it with Shaggy Too Dope, this month. It was fucking a dream come true, man. And exactly the message, you know what I mean? Very clear about what I wanted to do with ICP. I was like, fuck all that trending topic shit. Like, we don't give a fuck. We're staying true what the fuck we like and what we do. You know what I mean? What's my favorite album that I dropped? Easily Manaflex, man. You want to give me a copy, Heather, of the album? Oh, she got it. Yeah, we'll get a copy of the giveaway. Yeah, Manaflex is definitely my favorite album. Now, I've only dropped 2 albums, for as long as I've been rapping. I dropped a lot of mixtapes that were essentially albums as Killer T. But as far as albums, Energy and Manaflex are the only ones, man.
Oh yeah, and even if you want to send me a copy just as a thank you for being on the show, just let me know.
Got you. Tierre en route to being a Juggalo legend, performing main stage, Happy to Pimp, collab track, and more. Absolutely, man. Very, very, very blessed to to make my name, in this community that I love, what I'm saying, in this juggalo world, to have an impact on it in any capacity is very dope. Is there going to be a third one coming? Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, this journey I'm bringing you guys on with the album is a lot like Joker cards. It can never,
there we go.
I have a message and a theme for every album. So Energy had his time. We're in the Maniflex era. This is all about, chasing your dreams, and not chasing your dreams, achieving your dreams and visualizing them and knowing that they'll come, And this throne that I'm sitting on is actually Royce the 5'9's throne. So there's a lot of message in it. And if you look in the art, it may look like a very simple cover, but there's a lot of messages, a lot of secret things in the artwork where like these are actual dreams come true. And if you actually get your hands on one of these, you can probably catch your eye on it. And we got
so for those that are saying physical media is dead, this is living proof that it's not dead.
It's not. And this is one of my first albums with an actual booklet. So if you look inside, there's a lot of goods and a lot of tips and tricks and a lot of dope shit in here. You got DMX, DJ Clay, Royce the 5'9, Ant G, Insane Clown Posse, King Gordy, Zitro, Chloe Chavez. There's Mike P production on there. A lot of dope shit. A lot of love went into this hard copy, and very blessed it's doing so well. But get your hands on one of these if you haven't.
Hell yeah! So far I got like 3 people. We got Heather Swills, Precious Juggalos, and who was the 4th person?
Amy.
All right. So it looks like we only have 4 people. That's shocking. But,
because of the curveball I threw. it's tough. You know what I mean? Like I could be like, yeah, everybody drop. No, you gotta know your shit. Yes, Tierre Diaz is on all streaming platforms. Just
links down below, y'all.
Links down below. There you go. Oh, and I just dropped a new shirt right here. Michael Myers, Jordan Jackson. That just dropped fresh today. Right there on killertstore.bigcartel.com.
So how was that like performing like on stage with Shaggy? Did you ever think in a million years you would be sharing the stage with Shaggy? Like for those that don't know about Lethal Weekend, tell people how amazing Lethal Weekend is. Like one thing I love about the Gathering is not only do we have the Gathering, but you have all these other like little music festivals. You have Lethal Weekend, you have Tom Woods The Float, you have Juggalo Weekend, you have Gore Fest, which is what LSP throws here in Denver.
Yeah, to answer your question, did I ever think about myself performing with Shaggy? Absolutely. Like we maniflex around here. we see our dreams and we go for our dreams. So like I've always known I was gonna work with ICP. I've always known I was gonna perform with them. That's not where it starts. We're just getting started here. There's so much more that I could tell you that I'm gonna do that will seem far-fetched, but it'll be 100% factual in reality very soon, man. So the fact that I got to perform with Shaggy is a dream come true, and the fact that I'm on, Walking Home with Violent J, the fact that I'm on a Joker's card, the fact that I got ICP on my album, these are all things that I know I wanted and I went and got, you know what I mean? By staying true to myself, by believing by God, you know what I'm saying? I'm a believer in God. I believe he's the creator and that he gave us the power to create our own reality. You know what I'm saying? Because, we're made in his image. So boom, what does he do? He visualizes, he creates. We can do the same thing. You know what I mean? We maniflex our dreams. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. So you don't have to spoil it because obviously we all want to be surprised, but have you heard the Not? And if you have, is it true that people are not ready?
I've heard a couple songs. I did. With Shaggy 2 Dope. All right. So it didn't leak or anything. He showed me a couple of songs. I was very, very happy. Dope shit. All I could say is very, very dope shit. Super grateful for that opportunity to hear it. It comes out in a couple weeks. So it's not like, like yo guys, we'll all hear it very soon. But I was very grateful and lucky and fortunate to hear a couple songs off it. It's amazing, and I'm so excited for it to come out.
And that's one thing I'm excited for Too. Also, y'all, for those that don't know, Darby O'Trill's new album drops at midnight tonight. So that's what I'm pumped for. Too, like anyone who doesn't know anything about Darby, y'all should. That dude is amazing too. And that's another dude. Just like Tierre Diaz and a lot of us here, we are juggalos living our dream, y'all.
100%. There's been so many and different diverse projects. It's insane the reach and motivation it takes to accomplish this. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's my homie Sick Thought. He's actually one of my homies from down in Florida.
Oh, I think that's the homie who did the rap today, right?
Yep, who did the rap promoting the show, which is dope.
That was dope. Appreciate that. That was sick.
I know he said he'd want to do a track with you somewhere down the line.
Let's get it, man. I'm ready when you are.
Hell yeah. Well, also congrats on like being part of like the editing team on the Shaggy show. That's like really dope.
100%, man. I remember watching the Shaggy show, you know, growing up and like having to download it and it being on these little MP3, you know what I'm saying? And like it taking so long to buffer and shit like that. I remember watching the Shaggy show and putting a t-shirt and making a ninja mask out of my t-shirt, you know what I mean? Yeah, so the fast forward all these years to working with him and working on it, dream come true, brother.
Hell yeah. And another question we ask that I usually like to ask a lot of people is like, if you had to pick like your top 5, yeah, we're just going to make 5 because it's easier. What are your top 5 Psychopathic Records albums of all time? Like me, my number 1 will always be like that first Dark Lotus album, the original one.
It's gonna be all ICP first and foremost. So it's gonna be Carnival Carnage, Amazing Jackal Brothers, The Wraith, Shangri-La,
oh yeah,
Yum Yum Bedlam because I'm on it, and maybe Wizard of the Hood.
You guys heard it. For those that don't know, Tierre Diaz was on Yum Yum Bedlam.
I am, yep.
Yeah, that album was like phenomenal. And one thing I'm excited for about like the Knot is I like how they're working with almost every producer that they've worked with, which is cool.
What are you giggling? My girlfriend's giggling.
I love how they got Mike Clark on some of it. They got Mike P, they got Kuma, they got Deb, then they got Shaggy the Airhead. They're like working with almost every producer they've worked with, which is dope.
They're not fucking around, man. They're not fucking around with this. This is the 6th of the second deck. If you think they're here to fucking play games, if you think they're here to fucking put out some bullshit, you got it all the way fucked up. This is the 6th of the second deck, brother. They're coming with that fucking fire, bro. Trust me.
And I know ICP's always won with their numbers, but here's a way to blow y'all's mind. This is like studio-wise, like full-length album-wise, this is their 17th album, studio album, and this is the 12th Joker's card, y'all. So just think about that.
And then, come on, bro. Think about all the side projects, the Dark Lotuses, the Riders, the fucking, all the, come on. There's so much they've done, man. Their catalog is just extensive through the roof.
Like just starting next year, like in September of next year, will be the 17-year anniversary of Bang Pow Boom, which it will mean that next year will be 17 years since the second deck started. That's crazy.
That's what's up. It makes sense because I was a young motherfucker when Bang Pow Boom came out. So.
And it's funny, I'm wearing my Bang Pow Boom tour shirt.
Yeah, man. Yep. I remember going to that. That was dope.
That was a great show. Like I went to both like Colorado dates, and one thing I loved about that stage performance is they had the stage set up like a carnival. They had like Legs Diamond as like the ringmaster on stage.
Yeah. Great times, man.
And I remember like that was like one of the first times it wasn't the first time I seen the Clowns, but that was like the first time I got like second or third row to see them like really close. And I remember I was just like vibing out, enjoying it. And Shaggy like pointed me out and thumbs up and he like dabbed me. And then he's like, this ninja knows what's up. And he sprayed me with Fago and he's like, hell yeah.
Dope.
I just like the way their whole stage was set up for that tour. Like when they would perform To Catch a Predator, they would make a dude dress like a pedophile on stage, and then they beat the shit out of him on stage.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I've always loved is their theatrics, or when they perform Chicken Hunt and they take like the dummy redneck and they throw it in the crowd.
That's what I'm saying, man. They take it to a next level. That's the shit I appreciate.
Hell yeah. So with that being said, I say we spin this wheel. What about
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, let me get the wheel ready. All right. So yeah, for whoever wins, just like email Tierre Diaz basically on your Instagram. That's the best way, right?
Yeah.
All right. Pull up the wheel. All right, y'all.
Swells does love some wheels. All right, hold on one.
That's one thing. That's
we
one
got
thing
Precious
I love.
on there.
Oh yeah, I just have his name as Shovel because that's what he's known as too. Which shout out to Precious Juggalos. For those that don't know, that man does dope artwork.
Let me see. I'm just looking back to see if we got everybody. Precious, Swills is on there. Yep, Swills is on there.
Yep.
Heather. Yeah, that's everybody. All right, let's do it.
Yep. I do have a Precious Juggalos like Boodalo, like one of the Boodalos that I made.
Oh, that's fire. I think he said he got something for me for the gathering. So I'm excited to see what it is.
Hell yeah, y'all. All right, we're gonna spin this wheel. Let's go. Ah, shit.
There you go. You got it.
There you go, Swill. So hit up Tierre Diaz on his Instagram.
Bang, bang, bang. It's coming your way, Swells.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
don't give it away. It's yours. It's yours only. Don't give it away on your stream.
Yeah.
He said,
like I said, I won't give away the copy you send me neither. I'll straight up keep it.
There you go. Sign it? Got it. You got it, brother. I'll sign it for you.
Hell yeah. So yeah, before we let you go, do you want to give any shout outs? Of course, let people know where we are and what they're tuning into, because you never know, the shout out that you use for what you tell people we're tuning into might be used for a future intro on the podcast sometime.
Got you. I'm gonna hit that drop right after I promote some shit real quick.
Right.
So first and foremost, Manaflex is out right now. It's streaming. It just hit 250,000 streams, over 250,000 streams on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Music. Thank you everybody who streamed it. Thank you to everybody who copped an album, who copped, one of the bundles, the shiny bundle, the fantastic bundles. If you go to my store right there, you can get a shirt, and boom, brand new shirt just off the presses, dropped today, the Michael Myers Jordan Jackson shirt. And go support the album, man. It's life-changing music. I've not just me saying that. A lot of people have said that it affected them in a very positive way. So if you want some positive, dope shit, it's not all cheesy shit, man. This is actually dope shit you can bump every day and get something out of it. And everybody who's going to the gathering, dog, do not miss my set. I'm gonna be main fucking stage day one, and I'm coming with nothing but fire, bro. Nothing but unforgettable, unfuckwittable, untouchable main stage fire. If you ever thought you've seen Tierre Diaz before, you have not seen anything until you've seen the main stage, legendary stage, Tierre Diaz. I'm not playing. If you're there and you missed it, you fucked up. Come to my set, man. It's going down. And as far as what you're watching, you are watching the Hours of Chaos podcast with my dog, Don Chaos. You already know this is Tierre Diaz. Go cop Manaflex. Whoop whoop.
Hell yeah, and thank you for joining, man. And as I always tell all my guests, you're always welcome back on the show anytime, whenever you want to promote anything, just like hit me up and I will book a spot for you. Or if you know anyone that would want to come on the show, just let me know, whether it be DJ Clay, anyone, just let me know.
Holla, man. Thank you everybody who hopped in the chat. Thank you everybody who is gonna watch on replay. Shout out to everybody. Got the new shirt, cop the album, support the album, Maniflex, and I'll see everybody at the motherfucking Gathering of Legends.
Hell yeah, later, man. And you can feel free to like mingle in the chat right now too, if you want to, while I do the rest of the show.
Whoop whoop, love y'all.
Whoop whoop, later, man. Hell yeah. This was a great episode, y'all. This was a great episode. Thank you, Tierre Diaz, coming on the show. Again, Swill, make sure you hit up Tierre Diaz for your mailing info so he can send you your free copy of Maniflex. I'll be sure to hit you up to Tierre Diaz with my mailing info as well, because that's something we do on this show. We don't just interview people. We also do what's called karma giveaways, where our guests contributes to a giveaway for them being on the show, and then our guests will sometimes send stuff your boy as a thank you for being on the show. So let's get into the news, and then we'll go ahead and get out of here. But first, wait a minute, what's going on with my computer, y'all? My computer is getting hacked, y'all. What's happening? My computer's getting hacked. What is this?
The carnival's stuck and the clowns are wicked. Couple of ass, wicked clowns gon' kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it. Bang, bang, bam, bam, bigelow. I'm a juggalo, not a gigolo. Kick it ho, kick it ho, kick it ho, kick it ho, kick it ho. Love it, everything you did and you learned and saw. But if it means anything at all, you'll love it, love it, love it, love it. Jen Kelly don't care what these other hoes think. She only has one eye, baby. Sometimes she blinks and it gets stuck. Watch me punk a demon. See me boogie boo. I'm really there. You ain't dreaming. What the fuck could you do but die? Falling straight down back to earth. At first, only feet sticking out of the dirt. Ooh, falling, 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 falling,
That was weird. That was very weird. What's up, Silver? By the way, that was really weird. Hell yeah. That was weird. We just got hacked. That was really weird. The thing just got hacked and started randomly playing the Not trailer. That was weird. Yeah, let's get into some news before we let y'all go. Let's see, what do we have here? For those that don't know, tonight at midnight, Darbio Trill's newest album, the newest album, Willow, drops at midnight. So I will be listening to that tonight. I will be doing a first thoughts on it. I will be doing a reaction review of that. And yeah, whenever that drops, I mean, maybe I'll even do a live stream release party for it. I don't know. If you haven't, go check out the newest Darby video, which is the video to this. And yeah, a fun thing, if y'all ever want Don Chaos to like host something like going on in the underground or the Juggalo world, just have people hit me up. Because I encourage all juggalos to be living their dream. I'm living my dream. I encourage everyone else to do that because we uplift each other here. Are we getting hacked again? We're getting hacked again, y'all.
The carnival's stuck and the clowns are wicked. Cover that ass, wicked clowns gon' click it, click it, click it, click it. Bang, bang, bam, bam, bigelow. I'm a juggalo, not a gigolo. Dig it ho, dig it ho, dig it ho, dig it ho, dig it ho. Love it, everything you did and you learned and saw. But if it means anything at all, you'll love it, love it, love it, love it. Jet Kelly don't care what these other hoes think. She only has one eye, and sometimes she blinks and it gets stuck. Watch me punk a demon, see me boogie, boo, I'm really there. You ain't dreaming, what the fuck could you do but die? Falling straight down back to earth, at first only feet sticking out of the dirt. Ooh, falling, 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 falling,
That's literally 2 times that's happened. All right, let's get into our other topics. Another dope topic, of course, coming soon in September. We are having Gorefest go down. So it's Gorefest 19, the 19th annual Gorefest, y'all. Which means Gorefest has been going down for 19 years, y'all. So what is Gorefest? It's another underground juggalo music related festival that goes on. Like we were saying in the interview with Tierre Diaz, we have all these different events now that can happen. We have the Gathering, we have Hollow Wicked, we have the Ballas, we have DCG Con, we have Juggalo Weekend. Let's see, we have Gorefest, we have the Underground Unity Fest, we have Lethal Weekend, and so many. Yeah, Gorefest is going down September 12th to the 14th. And if you guys are traveling from out of state, if you guys want to come to Denver, if you're traveling from out of state to Gorefest, as long as you have your out of state ID or military ID, you get in Gorefest here in Denver for absolutely free. So if you want to come see Scum rock the stage, the homie Chuckles rock the stage, you can get in for absolutely free if you're traveling here from out of state or military ID. Again, going down September 12th to the 14th. So the 19th annual Gorefest is going down. And some other cool news. Again, that shovel man, Darby O'Trill's newest album, Willow, is dropping at midnight tonight. So make sure you tune into that. Let's see, what else do we got? Oh, here's some cool news. The homie Donnie Menace. We all know about Donnie Menace. Donnie Menace is performing at Camp Zool. Not only is my dude Donnie Menace playing at Camp Zool, but my dudes Dead Camp are playing Camp Zool. Hell yeah. Also, make sure you guys tune in to Tierre Diaz's performance at the Gathering of the Juggalos, y'all. What else do we got topic-wise? Yes, we have The Knot. The Knot is coming, y'all. The Knot is coming. The track list has been released as well as the image. So there is the track listing. What else do we got? And then we'll get out of here. Make sure you check out Shaggy's newest episode of The Shaggy Show, where it's called the Juggalo Podcast Special. Go ahead and check that out. Shout outs to The Shaggy Show from the Hours of Chaos podcast. And also we have going down is the Ultra Live Monster 5 going down Saturday, September 13th in South Prairie Island, Texas. It's the Juggalo Island show. Make sure you check that out. Here's some words of encouragement for y'all. You should, Silver. Like I said, if you're coming from out of state, it's totally free. Just have your ID and whatnot. Because y'all can guarantee I will be at Gorefest. I will be there. I'll be there. I will definitely be there. I'm the Dawn of Denver. Of course I will be there. And I think we're going to get into some gathering news, like Share the Gathering website. We are getting hacked again, y'all. This is like the third time this is happening. Why does this keep happening for the third time? This is the third time this is happening.
The carnival's stuck and the clowns are wicked. Cover that ass, wicked clowns gon' kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it. Bang, bang, bam, bam, bigelow. I'm a juggalo, not a gigolo. Kick it, ho, kick it, ho, kick it, ho, kick it, ho, kick it, ho. Love it, everything you did and you learned and you saw. But if it means anything at all, you're nothing, 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 nothing. Dead Kelly don't care what these other hoes think. She only has one eye, and sometimes she blinks and it gets stuck. Watch me punk a demon, see me boogie boo. I'm really there, you ain't dreaming. What the fuck could you do but die? Falling straight down back to earth. At first, only feet sticking out of the dirt. Ooh, falling, 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 falling,
We're back. That's like the third time that's happened. I don't know why that keeps happening. But let's pull up the Gathering website, because there's been more lined up added to the Gathering. Let's see some of the art. Let's check the Legendary stage. We have Mayday's been added. Foolish Ball Speed. Bone Thugs and Harmony. Fight from Within. War. ICP Shangri-La Tour Throwback. Ill Bill. Immortal Technique. ICP again. King ISO. Lardy B. Motown Rage. Look at that. Onyx, Odd Squad family. Onyx. Ouija. Ari the Rugged Man. Smile on the Sinner. Dance Styles. Tech 9. 3-6 Mafia. Tierre Diaz. Waka Flocka Flame. Wacko the Kid. And more artists coming soon. Iconic Stage. Champtown and the Big Strap Band, Darby O'Trill, Free Will, Green Jelly, Cottonmouth Kings, Mari Tyler Whores, Midnight Yami, Mushroom Head, Misery, Shaggy the Airhead, Thick Crisis. Look at some of these cool acts that are performing. Donnie Menace. Gloom, Hatchet Mountain Rising. K7 Army. Mad Max. Suicide. Sinister. Schizo. Wicked Wood. Wild Bill. Detonation Stage. The Homie 216 The Homie and Brother Acetone Boogie. AZ the Fallen. So much an interesting lineup this year, y'all. McNasty. You know, the Homie Shade. Yeah, if you guys ever want the Hours of Chaos podcast live at the Gathering, let them know. You have Willie Hayes and the Fago Gang. We have JCW going down. JCW versus GCW. Live Pro Wrestling. JCW Lunacy Live. Late Night Parties. Club Chaos. Chapter 17 Sweat into the Wicked Shit Party. Lardy Land After Dark. Sideshows. The Big Saliva Show, The Bizarro World. There's the Movie Club, Shaggy's Movie Club. Competitions. Two Tough Tonys, Fish Tournament. 17 Layers of Hell's Pit Hot Wing Contest with special guest DJ. Body and Face Painting Contest. Legendary Scavenger Hunt. Carnage at the Carnival Legendary Arm Wrestling Tournament Costume Contests. You have Dark Carnival Game Tournaments. Fago Launching Contest. The Juggalo Cypher Auditions. Miss Juggalette Pageant. Ring Girl Contest. Tom Woods Art Battle. Wet T-Shirt Contest. The Wicked Clown Academy. Now let's go the other flavor and then we'll get out of here. And then we'll just chop it up for a bit. We have Zip Lining. We have the Juggalo Flea Market Podcast Super Show with free hot dogs. We have the Spasmatic Hangout. We have Carnival Rides. We're at the Mad Movies tent. And yeah, I think that's all that we have here. So with that being said, again, thank you, Tierre Diaz, for joining us on the podcast. And make sure you guys like and subscribe. Make sure you follow Tierre Diaz on all social media. Make sure you do that. links down below. Also, shout outs to my sponsors, Blind Death Clothing. Check them out down below. And check out my official merch store, which is Official Chaos Strip down below. And yeah, make sure you guys like and subscribe. And with that being said, you guys already know who I am. I am Mr. D to the O to the N to the C to the H to the A to the O to the S, your friendly neighborhood JUWGALO, the Karma Millionaire. If you don't know, now you know. And if you still don't know, well, then it sucks to be you. Later, y'all. Woo. Woo woo. Oh, shit. Have a good night, y'all. And we will see you guys on Sunday for the Chaotic Clown Lounge Sundays, which is our little hangout streams that we do. But before we go, let's go ahead and show your Juggalo TV guide for the weekend. What the heck? We're getting hacked again. This is the 4th time.
The carnival's stuck and the clowns are wicked. Cover that ass, wicked clowns gon' kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it. Bang, bang, bam, bam, Bigelow. I'm a juggalo, not a gigolo. Kick it ho, kick it ho, kick it ho, kick it ho, kick it ho. Love it, everything you did and you learned and saw. But if it means anything at all, you're love it, love it, love it, love it. Jen Kelly don't care what these other hoes think. She only has one eye, and sometimes she blinks and it gets stuck. Watch me pump and demon, see me boogie boo. I'm really there, you ain't dreaming. What the fuck could you do but die? Falling straight down back to earth. At first, only feet sticking out of the dirt. Ooh, falling, 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 falling,
That was the 4th time that's happened. All right, let's see if we can get through the TV guide. So yeah, first we have Thursday's schedule. So you have me going on, then you have Shangri-La, then Humble Among when it goes live. Then here's tomorrow's TV guide for Friday. Oh no, not again.
The carnival's stuck and the clowns are wicked. Cover that ass, wicked clowns gon' kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it. Bang, bang, bam, bam, Bigelow. I'm a juggalo, not a gigolo. Kick it ho, kick it ho, kick it ho, kick it ho, kick it ho. Love it, everything you did and you learned and saw. But if it means anything at all, you're love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Jen Kelly don't care what these other hoes think. She only has one eye, and sometimes she blinks and it gets stuck. Watch me pump and demon, see me boogie boo. I'm really there, you ain't dreaming. What the fuck could you do but die? Falling straight down back to earth. At first, only feet sticking out of the dirt. Ooh, falling, 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 falling,
That's the 5th time that's literally happened. Okay, we're almost done with the TV guide, so now let's get to Saturday. We can do it quick. I just got a message and said, no, we're gonna hack you for the 6th time. Here is the TV guide for Saturday. Wait, what are you doing? I just got a message saying, no, we're gonna get you the 6th time. No, 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 no.
The carnival's stuck and the clowns are wicked. Cover that ass, wicked clowns gon' kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it. Bang, bang, bam, bam, Bigelow. I'm a juggalo, not a gigolo. Kick it ho, kick it ho, kick it ho, kick it ho, kick it ho. Love
Message just told me, yeah, we got you 6 times, Don. Just got this anonymous video, and it was playing 6 times. That is really weird. But yeah, then here is your schedule for this Sunday. So yeah, I'm excited for the knot. I'm definitely really excited. I hope there's going to be physical copies. I hope there's pre-orders. Besides them being available at the gathering, I hope there's pre-orders available. I definitely hope so. I would hope there's physical copies. So yeah, so I can maybe order a pre-order physical copy, or if anyone is going to the gathering and wants to get me and Taylor each a physical copy of the knot, go ahead and let us know. I love you too, babe. Mwah. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Again, make sure you guys like and subscribe, all that happy jazz. Thank you, Tierre Diaz, for joining us. Again, Swill, hit up Tierre Diaz to claim your prize and send him your mailing info, because that's one thing I like to do on the show is I like to give back to the Juggalo community. That's why we do giveaways here on the podcast. They're called Karma giveaways. And yeah, and Tier, I will definitely hit you up my mailing info so you can send me a copy. And yeah, love you guys. Shout out to Twisted Taylor in the chat. Thank you, Tierre Diaz, for joining. Again, whether you guys watched this live, thank you. Or if you're watching the replay, thank you. Let me know how it went. And yeah, later, y'all. Whoop whoop. Don Chaos signing out. We'll see you guys Sunday for the Chaotic Clown Lounge Sundays.